Our first speaker for the second half is going to be Ms. Kaki Vasundara. She's the CEO of Pinnacle Montessori Franchise Company, and please welcome her with a round of applause.
Okay, my name is Kaki Vasundara Reddy, and I just wanted to share my story, how I started. Currently, we have 5 schools, and we are building a franchise. But how I started, I wanted to just motivate some of you who are on the deciding on the wall whether I want to do, how I want to do, what I want to do. I just want to show you how I did it, so you can take some lessons from there. Okay. So I came to this country in 1992, got married to my husband Alex, and went to school, got my master's in computer science, and started working in Alcatel. So in 2000, Alcatel was doing kind of not so good, and my husband decided to start a biotech company the same year. So we put a lot of our money in his startup, and he started a biotech company. And soon after he started the company, there were a lot of changes in the DNA patent holdings. So the biotech company started going, market started going down. And then in September of the same year, telecom actually started crashing. So we were in industries, biotech and telecom at the same time, and both were going down. So we lost a lot of money. The money that I made for last 8-10 years that Alex made in the stock market, and we were almost ready to lose investments in his company and also my job. Next slide. So the situation was, okay. The situation in 2001 was, I got pregnant in 2001 with my second daughter. We had a 5-year-old daughter, and this was, okay, so I got pregnant, and then the stress of stock market loss, and there were 23 layoffs in Alcatel. Every other Monday, you will see the boxes in the atrium, and you know that you're going to get laid off. So it's going to be just your turn. Okay, when is my turn? When is my turn? When is my turn? So that kind of stress, and with the pregnancy, and he investing a lot of money in the company, financially we were really getting worried, I guess. And so in 2001, with all that stress, I was just 22 weeks pregnant, and I started having dilations, and I had to go to the hospital and admitted in a hospital for, to stop the, contractions and stop the delivery. So I was in the hospital, and in March, I was in this bed in Medical Center of Plano, putting my legs up, not putting my leg down for the entire time I was there. I get a big package at home, and my husband brings that package to the hospital and gives it to me to open, and I open, and it was my layoff package. These guys didn't even know that I was in the hospital, so they just sent the package home, and I opened it, and that means I won't have insurance, I won't have a job to go back to, and we were in a very, very, very stressful situation at that time. Lost a lot of money, and our medical bills were going up, no insurance. So, that's when I felt this can happen to anyone. It's just a, series of incidents that can happen, and we thought we came to America to do so many great things, but that year I felt, need to do something else, need to do something different. I need to control our life in our hands. So then the next year, so the options were only to either, get a job, which I cannot. Telecom market was not hiring, and Alex to quit, which is not possible because we invested so much money in his company. So that's the reason I felt like, we should do something. So came out of the hospital and felt little better. So we thought, okay, let me think about what to start. While I was in the hospital for 4 months, all these things started coming up. Okay, what else to do? So I do have a bachelor's in computer science, in architecture from India, and I had to change here for to get a better job to computer science. So I thought, something to do with construction, something to do with real estate, something to do. And then my daughter, the older one, was going to a Montessori school and got motivated, felt like this is something I can do with the baby, And we are in education. Education always helped us. So why not do something for education? At the end of the day, my dad says, Vidya Danam is one of the greatest things you can do. And those words felt good that, okay, I'll be proud of myself. This is the business that I feel confident that I can do it. So we started looking into the options, the school became the #1 priority. I did all the research. I looked at hotels, I looked at gas stations, I looked at restaurants, I looked at everything, made Excel sheets, and felt like I still have 2 girls to take care. I have to be there with them, pick them up, be in the evening at home, spend weekends with them, provide that time. So that's when we felt the schools have no evenings, no weekends, summers are low. When the school kids are off, I can take off. So we kind of more and more felt like this is the way to go. So the decision was made. And then in 2001, after the pregnancy went well and had the baby, we felt we did a lot of research, and I felt maybe the new growth area, Murphy, it's a East Plano school district, and it's one of the area where a lot of Asians and Indians are moving because of the good school district. So we decided we will start there, and talked to a lot of friends, had up partners, and got together with 3 other partners because it's a lot of investment. And after losing all that money, I didn't have guts to go and put another $400,000 in this. So had a few partners and started working on the project. And after started working on the project, and then I actually got a job. So everything started coming into place. I had a normal baby. I had a very good friends network, so I got a job in Texas Instruments from my hospital bed, and everything looked perfect. And I started having a lot of issues with partners. So I kind of felt, oh no, this is not me. I'm just an engineer. I want to be engineer. All this looks so stressful. So many things, so many uncertainties. So much of misunderstandings between partners. So we started feeling like, I don't want to do it again. So I went back to work. I said, I don't want to do it. We stopped the project. And then, but one of the project guy, I still remember my partner, they are Brazilian, Jose. He's a professor at SMU. He's a dean of mechanical engineering. And his wife, Eileen, she was a Montessori teacher for 15 years. And her husband called me one day, and I'm at TI, and he said, Kaki, why are you giving up? We worked so hard. We need to do it. Forget it. I'm going to pitch in more. You pitch in some more. Let's just do it together. That's kind of motivated me. And, Eileen also, she is a Montessorian, and she motivated me. She's like, let's do it. We need to do, we started it. So we did decide to go. They went up in partnership, and I borrowed money from my brother, from my sister. I felt good. I said, okay, I have family, and by asking my brother and sister, it only made it more closer. I felt like they are there for me, and till today I feel the same. Anytime something happens, our family is there. They are going to take care. So once that borrowing happened and we got the money, we started looking for the locations, and slowly, first location, second location, it took us a time because this is our first project. So it takes us a lot of effort, like how I'm going to find the land, what price is the right price, what is the thing that if it doesn't get accepted. So I actually bought a property, 2 acres, and outright closed the property because they didn't want it to give us too long a time, so it was only a month. So I bought the property, and I went with the design to the city council in Murphy with all those 5 guys stand there and say, I'm going to do so much good for this city. We're going to have a beautiful school. But they rejected it. They rejected it, and I ended up having the property at my, with me. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? So it took iterations and, learning and relearning and all those things. I just felt at that time that, man, this is the only country you can actually do. A brown woman can stand in a city council of all whites, all, old white guys. So, and they listen for the next, all they're doing is what is safe for your kids. The location you had so much traffic. It's on a FM 544, and taking a right and taking a left would be so dangerous for your parents. So you might be getting into accident. So things like that, we learned a lot while doing that research, while doing, requirements of the city. And then we ended up finding a very, very, very good location at a price that was affordable, that was convenient, that was, and we said, okay, this is it. So we got those. I just wanted to say, all this happened, even with adversities and, changing decisions. You have to kind of change. Once in a while, the way I said, the first location was my favorite location. But then once you don't get approved, you can feel like, okay, you know what, this is not for me. We have that, okay, this is too hard, let's just quit. But then, you come back up, you say, okay, no quitting. I want to do it. So you sleep over, and next day you come out and you feel, okay, this is something I started, I want to finish it. So we did find a good location. The location that we found got approved by the city, got all the construction drawings, learned a lot. Because of my architecture background, I didn't want to spend a lot of money in architects. Architects can go up to 90 to 100,000 on the design. So I found this girl, Akhila. She's from back home, architecture student, and she was doing masters, and she was working for a very big firm, HKS. And on moonlighting, she did for me like maybe $7,000 or something like that. So, you find the ways of your connections, your network to do whatever is reasonable at that time. So, and having those connections really helped us, because she would come in the night, she would come in the weekends, she would sit with me, and I would be changing day and night. I would be changing, no, this is not good, this is good. And it was very comfortable situation, so it really worked out. And she worked very hard. We got everything approved, worked really hard on the construction. Same story, you don't know in this country to build in 2 acres, build this building. So I had to go through a lot of general contractors, builders, get bids, look at their plumbing costs, just like their electric cost, compare costs from each other, find the best deal. We're all doing this. And you learn a lot. You meet a lot of people. You learn. You talk to mechanical engineers, electrical, plumbing. You talk to subcontractors. And with 2 kids, and I didn't want to lose job. I didn't want to quit. I wanted to keep the job because that's something, I studied, I worked for. So I still kept the job, and I said, I'm going to do it. So even till today, I still work. It's just that is my passion, and I want to keep it. So we did that, and in 2005, we opened our first location in Murphy. It was a 7,000 square foot building. We got a good land cost. You can never find this anywhere in Dallas now. It's $18. We just closed in Frisco. So you see $3.75 per square foot went up to $18. You cannot buy anything $1.5 million, 2 acres now. So, it was a very right time. It was a time that you could get reasonable land costs. Building cost came up to $1 million. So, did the building. We had the $440K down payment. And opened the school in February 2005. I didn't even know at that time that you have to open the school only in August. But you don't plan backwards. I didn't plan like that. But luckily, there was a lot of marketing went into it, and a lot of, hard work went into it. We had Eileen's home converted as a Montessori school. So kids can come, parents can come to her home and spend a day there, understand, and then enroll. So we used all the resources that we had to do this. So we opened in 2005, and the first year, by end of the year, we made $120K after paying off our mortgage for almost $1.5 million. In 2006, we made one. Oh, thank you. So we did good. And, when you are scared, when you're uncertain, you work really hard. That's, weekends. I did say that you don't need to work on the weekends, but those first 2-3 years, we worked every weekend. We would go to school, we would have board meetings, we would have everything in school. We will be there. In 2007, we decided the school was too full. We couldn't accommodate any more kids. So we said we will expand the school, add another 6,000 square foot to it. Made it into almost 15,000 square foot now. So we added that, and in 2008, the school almost reached 200 kids, and 180 or something like that. So we did, do a good job on that. We made $275K. Almost our investment is back in 2-3 years. So, we have to grow somewhere, right? So we said, okay, we're going to, we know this, we did it, we learned, why not do more? So we started another location after a year in Allen. And after that, after a year and a half, we had another location in San Antonio. We just decided. We were there at San Antonio at my cousin's place, and my cousin said, I cannot find a Montessori school for my daughter. I have a 1-year waiting list. There's only one school in North San Antonio. I said, okay, we'll build it. And everybody's like, how are you going to build it? It's San Antonio. It's 5 hours from here. I said, anything can happen if you want to, right? So we said, we're going to do research. We're going to find the location. And we are going to build one in San Antonio. So we did build San Antonio. And then we came back, built in Keller and South Lake. And we went back, built another one last year in San Antonio. So we've been doing that, almost every year we have something or other. That's became our exciting, like, oh, let's find a new location. It's no longer stress. It's more drive to do more, So these are the, can you talk to this? My husband will talk.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm Kaki's husband.
Oh.
I put this slide because I'm a very detailed numbers guy, and it's hard to convey growth, but when you see numbers, you could really understand it. So the trick here is when you have first school, the 3 columns are 3 different schools. You're opening school 1 every 2 years. The rows are various numbers shown. So the first school you put in, it's a $2.5 million project cost. Your $450K investment, so you're minus $450K to start with. But once you make profits, you take those and you roll it, you build your next school. So now you have, again, minus $450K, but every year you're accumulating cash positive. So if you see over time period, your cash position is getting stronger. Obviously, you're taking loans, so your debt is also increasing. But over 15 years, you pay off all your debt. So essentially, you have net assets that you grow in a very slow fashion, but sustainable fashion. So if you're careful with the debt, you can continue to do this. I mean, there are some caveats. Obviously, you can't be in 5 different schools at the same time. So now you have to build an organization behind it. But we decided that at that point, why not share this kind of a success with other people rather than keep building our own schools. We decided that we'll help others to build the schools. And US has a great business model for it called franchising, where the experience and the knowledge of the franchisor can help the franchisee, but the franchisee gets to keep the profits and grow the business. So that's the model that we embarked on. I just wanted to show that through the numbers.
Thank you. Okay, that's his part, okay? That he quit his job and started that. Mine is only those first 5. Okay, so market trends. People are going to still have kids. They're not going away, and then the population is going to grow. So there is so much need for these child care centers, and everybody's making money to income. They need a good school because they don't want to be cutting corners on their kids' education. So all this money we make is for our kids, right? For our kids' education. So it's easier to build a good school, educational school that actually does improve, lives of these kids instead of just going and having fun for entire day, do some color and come back. But Montessori actually makes that education as a very important fact. And Google founder is a Montessorian. There are a lot of these very, very successful people are actually went to Montessori schools in their career. And both of my girls are Montessori educated. They did till almost 4th, 5th grade in our schools. And my older one is at the UT Southwestern now. It taught them that working is fun and it's not forcing. It's what you want to do. It's your choice. It teaches that to kids, and that's why you will see that you don't have to tell them, do your homework, do this, do that. I have to tell my younger daughter that, why are you working so hard? You're only in 8th grade. You need to chill. But they were like, no, I need to do this. So the motivation comes, the creativity comes. I see in my kids that it really worked. So I believe it. I have a 20-year-old, and I can see her and feel that it's working. So a market, and it's easier to get SBA loans to new owners. It's a construction loan basically. So SBA loans are easier and with lower down payment. So current challenges, every business has challenges. We also have challenges. The increasing demanding parents, they are working, they have stressful lives at work. First thing they come to school and first person they interact after the stressful work is your school director or your school teacher. So whatever frustration, you had a boss, you had a fight, you come to school and first thing you take, why is my child's socks wet? And that's it. They are, starting off like, if something really went bad. So that actually made us, in increasing operation efficiencies. So everywhere we saw a problem, we kind of put together a lot of processes in place. So same thing, state regulation, all these are dealing with children. So there's a lot of state licensing. They come visit, every often to make sure you're in the ratio. So we have put together, and Alex and everybody is creating actually a program and software to monitor these. So we are using our software background to increase and make sure that efficiencies are built in the school. And then same thing, competition, right, everywhere. So having a lot of demographic research, having, marketing ideas, practicing a lot of sales and marketing, training. We have developed those over these 10 years, 11 years. Okay. Things you need to start: business finance, real estate process, construction management. And these are all I'm just saying because this is all I did. So it's something I think these are important: marketing, sales, operation management, and people skills. So in conclusion, I just wanted to, say, you cannot do multiple jobs. I only work at TI, that's it. But you can do multiple businesses, right? So you don't have to be there, but you have 5 schools, you can build 10. And the day you don't have a job, you don't get paid. So that's it. You get a pink slip, they give 6 weeks, maybe I'll get 6 months, and that's it. You need to find another job, right? So, but business, I think, is perpetual. You can go on vacation, you can be in Argentina. We just came back from Argentina after 10 days. You still, still going on. They're good. So you trust people and you can still sit in Fiji. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie. Wait 1 second. Srinivas uncle and Pallavi auntie are going to present you with the plaque. Yeah.
Isn't she awesome? Give one round of applause. Oh. I would like to invite Alex onto the stage, please. Like I said, there's always a woman behind a man, but man behind woman too. So he's really good. He's really good. Yes. And thank you, guys. I think you're a great inspiration, and thanks for being here.
Thank you again.
Again, I forgot. Today is Vasu's birthday, too. So I don't know if you all wanted to sing a birthday, or I just wanted to mention.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Okay.